So a little bit about my own hearing history. So I was implanted when I was at the age of 10 due to a sudden drop in my hearing overnight. So right now I have a cochlear implant on the left side and a hearing aid on the other. And what I have noticed about myself as I grew up as a young child is that my parents and my teachers have been very supportive in my education. Not only do they educate me about how my processes work, but also preparing me to know how I need to be taking ownership as I move on from high school and into the workforce. So that is a really important part of my upbringing that allows me to be prepared to know what exactly I need to do as I move forward in the different stages of my life. But that's not the case for many other young people that I have met during my travel in my organization, and that a lot of the young people today have been implanted as an infant. And so that means they have taken the technology for granted and that they have not had the opportunity to have a deeper understanding of the implications of having cochlear implants. So we take a look at the next slide. So these are the realities that are faced by young people with cochlear implant today. Is that because of the fantastic support from the families and interventionists that a lot of these young people with cochlear implants, they find that they are doing very well with the technology that it seems like they're amongst the typical hearing population. That is not a first priority for them to think about what they need to do in the future. So their vision is very present and short term because obviously they are prioritized by other things that are happening in their life, such as going through school, finding employment, that the care of cochlear implants is on the bottom part of the list that they have to think about. And moreover, because they have been given so much in the beginning, they never got to make inquiries about what they need to know in the long term. So this brings us into a situation where young people with cochlear implant don't know what they don't know. They don't know how much it will cost them to get an upgrade when they become an adult, because everything is well taken care of when they're under 18, but the whole world changes when they become an adult, and they don't have the knowledge and the tool to adequately prepare for that eventual reality. So as I mentioned already, young people with cochlear implants are focused on the present rather than looking ahead at the future. And that is why we're here tonight to look at how we can empower young people to really start thinking about lifelong relationships with the cochlear implant, as well as generating awareness about the role that they can play to shape the future on how they can maximize the benefit of cochlear implants. So following this, we'll hear from 6 different speakers to talk about how we can accomplish this. So next slide, please. To address the problems such as being the lack of awareness about cochlear implant technology and really looking at how they're not maximizing the benefits, and the lack of preparedness towards equipment failure and troubleshooting, and the lack of motivation towards advocacy for better access. So you hear these recurring themes as we go around the hour to look at what the solutions are to address these problems. Yeah. Next slide, please. So the outcome that we hope from tonight as you listen to all the speakers is to really look at how we can educate and empower users to take ownership of the lifelong care for the cochlear implant, to build the capacity to have those skills, to understand the potential long-term risk and prepare for worst-case scenarios. Because as we know, cochlear implants are only around for 40 years, and so we still don't have the data to see what the lifetime expectancy for cochlear implants. And ultimately, it is important for young people with cochlear implant to be able to connect with a peer network of other users and mentors to share their experiences and to guide them through the different stages of their lives.